Hello, this is Phil Bautista. With me today is Victoria Schmidt of Cybertrain. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, Phil. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Victoria, you've been a part of the Remedy consulting practice and training for many years with Cybertrain. I've worked with you personally on some of our projects together as a consultant where you've managed the technical aspect and done some of the consulting work for some of the big name customers that you've had. So I'm excited to see the two sessions that you're going to be presenting this December at the Las Vegas Remedy Users Group meeting. The two topics that I have on tap here are the adding of the interactivity or the simulations to the training programs, as well as adding gamification to enhance the training. Gamification is a big thing these days. You wouldn't have thought that somebody would get paid to add gamification to a training package, but it really is catching on and it's quite effective. So let's jump into your interactive session there. Can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect in your session about adding the interactivity and practical exercises to training?
Sure. We're going to go through why you might want to add that to your training. And it's really about making that training stick, because it's great to have training, but if people don't actually learn from it and be able to use that on the job, it's not very useful training, right? So I'll show you some examples in the session and give you some keys for things that you might think about that are interactivity that maybe you hadn't even thought about.
That sounds great. I look forward to that. And then following on with that and kind of an implementation type phase of that is you're adding the gamification aspect to the training. And we all know that we learn with three different ways, right? We read something, we write something, and then we do something. Those are the three primary ways, right? Where we enforce what we've learned, and adding the gamification takes what we've read and what we've heard and puts it into action so that it becomes part of the ingrained process that we learn. Tell us how adding gamification enhances our Remedy training and what we can expect from that session.
Sure. Yeah, with gamification, a lot of people just think of it as games, but it's not. There's a lot of different types of things you can do with gamification. You're just taking the techniques that are used when you create games and applying those to training to keep people interested, right? Because you want to keep them engaged with the learning material. We don't want them sleeping in the back room, right? We want to create barn burners, not page turners, right? So those kind of things. And the gamification techniques really apply across the board to all different age groups, because a lot of times people think, well, that's good for the younger people, but what about the older people? Hey, I play Candy Crush, right? And I'm a little older. All of us play all these kinds of games, and we have our entire life. So they're easy to apply. People naturally know how to do them, and it gives them a challenge. And when you have a challenge, you're more likely to learn.
Absolutely, and that instinctive tribal knowledge that you learn in the classroom becomes more effective when you implement that by enforcing it through the gamification. Well, what a great topic. I never would have thought that we'd be talking about gamification or having a session on how to add gamification to your training packages to make them more effective. But I certainly look forward to your sessions at the conference. If you'd like to register for the conference, in the video down below, the details here of this video, you'll see how to register, and I'll put Victoria's contact information down there below, her personal information, and with Cybertrain. Thank you so much, Victoria, for your time today. We look forward to seeing you in December.
Great. I look forward to seeing you too, Phil. Thank you.